You guys are live.
Hello, everybody. Today is going to be amazing. Welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
We're going to be your host for the next 45 minutes to an hour or so, telling you all about what's going on in the market, giving you some fish, taking a look at some stocks, see how Joey, Ryan, and myself did in our picks last week. We got a whole slew of things going on today, so if you can hear us loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. Hopefully we are. Hopefully we are. Hopefully we are. All right.
And today we got Coop behind the scenes.
That's right. Joey is a little ill and under the weather. So Koo is going to be in the background today trying to make Ryan look good, because I already do. And we'll go from there. All right. So again, let us know. Man, it is hot in Arizona. I saw that the temperature in Arizona this morning was going to be like 100 degrees in Arizona.
Ooh.
We got a son that's in somewhere in Arizona. As a matter of fact, Janet's going next week to go see him. All right, so she's going to be in that hot Arizona. How do you spell Koo? It's K-U, Ramor. K-U. K-U. So.
Oh, Kathleen says hi, Koo.
Is that, which Kathleen? Is that our Kathleen? It is.
Yeah, that's our.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen.
How you doing? Man, miss you. Still miss Kathleen. She used to be a VectorVest employee. She is no longer, but she supports the channel. So thank you very much for that, Kathleen. Tell Mark I said hello. I know you won't, but tell Mark I said hello. All right, so because you never do. You never do. One day Mark's got to come in and look in on these so I can tell him hello myself, because you never do. You never do. All right. So with that being said, Kathleen says she just did. All right. Is he gonna? He's gonna come to the screen and go, "Oh, there's my buddy Glenn. Hey, Glenn." All right. So everybody, we can hear everybody loud and clear. Good afternoon, Janice. All right. With that, happy Wednesday, Glenn. Loud and clear, but not sure about Ryan since he hasn't gotten a chance to. He did talk.
Oh, you know how it is with Glenn. It's hard to get a word in with him.
He did talk. Whatever happened to Angel Clark? I don't know. That's probably
that was a long time ago.
I know. I don't know. John, I don't, but I hear Glenn hype it up a lot. That's what Glenn does. That's what I do. All right. So, man, the market's taking a turn for the worse. But is this all right? And so I'm going to start off by asking this question, Ryan. Do you consider this to be a market crash or a healthy pullback? What's your 2 cents? Let's start off there.
Healthy pullback as of right now.
That's what I think too. Even when we go to look at the home page, let's go, cool. Click on the VV program.
Now, the only thing that I could see as far as a sustained pullback is just remarks from the Federal Reserve. You know, last week they were talking about they'd have to see a couple more months of inflation data before even considering interest rate cut. And then now I saw an article today where one of the Fed presidents was talking about a potential or a rate hike is still not off the table.
Yep, and that's one of my stories in regards to the market that we're going to look at in a moment. Healthy pullback is my vote. As you look at the homepage, we got red across the top. The MTI, the underlying trend of the market is down. The primary wave was down, but the DEW and confirmed call is still up. I need to see them change before I start to change my tune about where we are right now in the current market. And Abercrombie and Fitch for the past 2 years just goes up, up, and up. I think that's one of Ryan's stories today. So we're always going to give you fish. So I think that's one of Ryan's fish today. He's going to take a look at it. So that's what you're here for. You're here to see what's going on in the market, get the insight of it. Is it time to panic yet? I am going to say no, but I am going to keep my eyes on what's going on in the market from that perspective and see what's going on. I will start off with a market timing graph. Here we are. And Ryan, speak to what you see. I see that we had a solid level of resistance on the VectorVest composite sitting at 67.22. Had a hard time breaking through. I did draw this line of the swing low from the resistance before it bounced up.
Okay.
Nice level of support sitting at about 65.81. Today we are lower. A little wick at the bottom, very little wick, which means we're trading at session lows today. What do you want to add to that if anything.
The one thing that I clearly see, and we've talked about this the last few weeks, even before it actually occurred, I said the potential double top chart pattern. Market was on a run. We got a double top. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence of healthy pullback / keep your ear to what the Fed is saying. Because I think the market's finally starting to wake up that these interest rates may not go the way that everyone planned. And I would see that as the catalyst for even a steeper pullback. But as far as any kind of market crash scenario, no, I think that's a little blown out of proportion right now.
Oh, and what did Uncle Glenn say November of last year in regards to a cut in interest rates? Uncle Glenn.
I don't know. I try not to listen to you.
I know, and now you see how it worked out. Uncle Glenn said all the way back in November, as soon as the Fed mentioned 3 cuts for this year, Uncle Glenn already came out of his mouth and said that I didn't see any cuts coming into this year, and it's holding. And I think Ryan and I both feel that if we do get a cut, it's going to be a very political cut. It really, really will. I'm hearing inverse head and shoulders. Ryan, help me read that. Do you see?
Well, it looks like a reverse headed shoulders, but typically reverse headed shoulders would be on a downtrend overall. Like if you go to change it to a 6-month chart, just because it's easier for you to do.
Okay.
See, that would be the opposite. We would need a downtrend with the head and shoulders, for the reversal. It's a reversal pattern. So I see it, but it's not necessarily in the same context as it's typically utilized.
So I think that this doesn't get confirmed until we break through this level of support. The head, the double top, it's still in play. So we'll keep our eyes on what's going on. All right.
But if you look at the BSR, it's at 0.5. The MTI is definitely below 1. So we're getting closer to those oversold territories. So hopefully, like I said, if we can get a nice healthy pullback at that MTI back to 0.6, BSR at 0.2, we might have another good buying opportunity on this dip.
Absolutely. Uncle Glenn has said no less than 50 times. Are you keeping count? I'm just asking. Are you keeping count?
How many times would you say Uncle Glenn has said if they do a cut, it will be for political reasons?
Yeah.
I've also said that. I wouldn't be surprised, but
all right.
We'll see.
So there it is. The first story today, Fed's Kashkari not ruling out a hike, but expects rates to hold steady for extended period of time, which goes into that higher for longer. All right, going higher for lower. So what is doing now? Massimo, we're going to get to that as we start to get to these stories. And Massimo, we're going to get into your stocks. The longer you ask, the longer it's going to take to get there because I'm answering your question. All right, so we're gonna take you through what's going on as we already did, and then we're going to start to point you in the direction of some stocks to keep your eyes on. John says 150,000. 8 million times Uncle Glenn said the rate cut would be political. Okay, here we go. Next story in regards to what's going on in the market. I thought the PCE was Friday. Ryan,
thought it was Friday.
Ryan's going to double check that. Next story. U.S. consumer confidence recovers. Inflation worries persist. People are still spending money. That's the biggest thing about that. U.S. consumer unexpectedly improved in May after deteriorating for 3 straight months amid optimism. The labor market, but worries about inflation persisted in many households expected higher interest rates over the next year. I think the realization of what's going on with interest rates is starting to set hold. And I think that, just like Ryan said, that's affecting the market adversely. Now, the next story, consumers.
Real quick, PCE is Friday.
Okay, that's what you told me. That's what and Bill said the same.
Tomorrow is just initial jobless claims, and then the GDP data. So these are 3 big data points that the Fed's going to look at.
So, no, we'll PCE see. Tomorrow. I don't know where, unless Massimo's in another place in the world where he might be ahead of time.
I'm at Market Watch on their economic calendar.
Bill most likely was as well. So I'm thinking that unless you're ahead of time in the world, it's coming out on Friday. It is coming out on Friday. All right. This is an interesting story. And I want to see where you guys stand on this. Consumers expect government assistance to increase. Tax expectations mixed. This is from the New York Fed. U.S. consumers are expecting many public assistance programs to increase in the next year, while their expectations for taxes and fees are somewhat mixed. I'm asking VV Nation, okay? What do y'all think about that? Do you think that given the current rate of inflation compared to interest rates, that the government is going to spend more money to increase some benefits? Yes or no? Now, I am going to answer yes to this, and it's going to be for political reasons. Ryan, agree or disagree?
Well, let's be honest. There's an election at the end of this year,
right?
So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't like to get into politics. Oh, by the way, Massimo is in Switzerland, so he's a day ahead of us.
Okay, Glenn. That's why. Okay,
that makes sense.
At least I was able to think about it. I was like, he's got to be. I see the no's coming in. W. Phillips says they shouldn't. I think that they shouldn't either.
Isn't that how we got into this mess?
Yep, because we put a lot of money out there.
Too much government assistance and payouts.
Because they put a lot of money. And
let's do it again. See how that works.
Any government spending is inflationary, says Lee, and it is. And if we start to throw more money at it, the Fed's still not going to cut interest rates. So this was a very interesting story. I don't know how big of a pool of people they asked in regards to this about consumers expecting government assistance to increase. I'm just very interested in where they went, who they talked to get this story out.
They didn't talk to us.
I'm sure that they didn't talk to us. All right. So my first story, Kevin on YouTube put a comment in one of the videos saying we need to talk a little bit more about oil. So I put out an oil story. Oil recovers from sell-off amid escalating Middle East tensions. Need y'all to keep in mind that there is a OPEC meeting June 2nd. And, you know, probably they're going to continue to curb supply. But this brings in an issue. And I did jump back in the USO, and I'm going to tell you why. We're in the traveling season. We're in the summer seasons. Do you know, and I'm going to call this a seasonal rally. And I'm going to say that oil is going to rally to $90. I don't think it's going to get too much higher than $90. All right. Do you know that we use 3.5 million barrels a day during these times right here? I didn't know that. 3.5 million barrels a day for gasoline.
A lot of oil.
Is a lot of oil. Now,
is that just typically in the summer, like during the travel months, or is that?
No, this is cyclical. This is seasonal. 3.5 million barrels a day is a lot. It's a freaking lot. And we're out of the post-COVID usage. So this is even after the, COVID, blah, blah, blah. I think that if OPEC continues to curb oil, it's going to be a supply issue. The demand is going to increase. So I'm giving a short-term rally to oil to the price of about $90. And I still would like to see us put more oil in the strategic political reserve as well. Unfortunately, we're just not enough. But 3.5 million barrels a day is what we use. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Bill says 90 by when? I'm saying that $90 throughout the course of the summer. Once it hits 90, it may sit there with the demand still high and the dwindling supply. But after this summer, it's going to go away because less people are going to be driving. So in regards to oil, I did jump back in the USO. I think there's going to be a short-term rally. And when I think about short-term, I'm only thinking about the summer. And then...
Well, it's funny you talk about oil tonight. That's in one... I did a couple of things in tonight's video. Oil being one of them. I have a totally different reason why I see oil skyrocketing this summer. Well, later this summer. I'm not going to spill the beans on that video. It does come out tonight, but it doesn't have to do with politics. That's all I'm going to say. The reason why I'm thinking oil is going to hit higher this summer.
And that is going to be the 6 p.m. video tonight. I did the 6 p.m. video.
Are you in Switzerland now?
Huh?
I said, are you in Switzerland now? You just said last night.
I know. I did the 6 p.m. video last night about 2 powerhouse stocks. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But definitely tune in to Ryan's video this evening. Now, Ryan used a story that I used for one of our shorts today. My story was stocks to take advantage of the AI boom. And I think that this story helps to back up the short that was done. And I'll let Ryan handle that from this point.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we've covered it like the last few weeks. We've gave alternative ways to make money from the AI boom. This here is focusing on the data center boom. Huge growth, obviously, with AI, Amazon, Google, Facebook, or Meta, I should say. They've especially Northern Virginia. I mean, that's pretty much where majority of the data centers are. So I've got some really good stocks in this article. One of them is interesting because you guys talk about it a lot. VRT, that's in the watch list today. SMR and Wolf. So I will say, I think it was about 6% of the data centers, third-party data centers, make up for about 6% of the energy consumption right now. That's a lot just for data centers being, 6%. So, and with this, the rise of AI, only seeing the space grow going forward. So these are going to be 3 really good stocks. I have a feeling it's going to benefit from this generative AI driven data center that we're seeing. So we'll get into the stocks in just a moment when we get to the watch list. But again, data centers. So if you want to, obviously NVIDIA, everyone knows that play. But if you want to know about other AI potential good plays, they're going to be in the watch list here in just a second.
Okay. My next story is about gold. Gold rises on a softer dollar as focus shifts to U.S. inflation data. As we're going to be longer for higher for longer, gold has been on the run. So I am going to look at GLD as my pick in the list today. Spot gold was up 0.3%, up to 23.57 per ounce. The dollar index is down. My biggest thing is the movement of the dollar compared to the movement of gold. The dollar goes down, gold goes up. When the dollar is strong, gold goes down. And that's been since forever. And as long as the dollar is starting to fall or continues to fall, gold will go up. So I'm keeping my eye on gold. One of my picks this week again is going to be on GLD. Are these videos going to top 16,000 views on Glenn's NVIDIA video? No. Those videos, gosh dang it, Janice, I almost didn't do that video. Ryan and I have an inside joke that, at this particular point in time, that every video we should do should be an NVIDIA video.
They don't get the most views.
It does. They do get the most views. But Janice, I almost didn't do that video only because we talk about NVIDIA a lot. We do. And I figured I didn't want to get you guys tired of hearing us talk about NVIDIA, but then Janice put that out there. 16,000 views. Thank you, VV Nation.
That's a lot of new eyeballs on the channel.
Yes. And we brought in a lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
We brought in a lot of subscribers.
They're watching now.
So it's hard.
But it's funny you did a gold article because that's also in my video tonight. So, covering a lot of things in tonight's video.
Ryan's got a whole, you got to watch tonight's video, I think, to keep
There's so much. And it's not even that long. It's like 7 minutes. We touch gold, oil, crypto, the Qs.
You mean crypto?
Crypto, yeah.
And I'm going to say it first here.
It's the Ethereum ETF.
I am starting to think a little different about crypto. So
by the time you buy it, Glenn, it'll be by the time I should start selling it when you start buying it. Well, it'll be too late.
At least I might put out a video soon about why I'm thinking a little differently about it. All right, Ryan's story is next about Abercrombie and Fitch. Look at that. Shares surged nearly 20%. And it shows no signs of slowing.
It was last quarter earnings, I believe, where it gapped up, very similar. And I did a short on it just because our valuation was way high. The company was still undervalued. And I looked at it today, even after this big jump up, Abercrombie & Fitch is still undervalued in the software.
That's interesting. And that's hard to come by in the current market.
Especially, and VectorVest, I mean, let's be honest, that the mathematical equation, it's pretty stern valuation. It's not much flexibility there. But as far as the sales growth, 22%. The company, I mean, it's on a tear. Obviously, I don't know the trends of the younger people, but I remember my age, Abercrombie kind of phased out. You didn't hear about it. But over the last year, it has made a roaring comeback. It's back in style. They also own the Hollister brand, the other surf or beach attire, you could say. But I'm just interested to see how this works out. I think it's a good momentum play. As far as long term, who really knows? All it has to take is for Abercrombie to go out of style, and then they'll be in the same problem they were a couple years ago.
And this could be.
We'll see.
This could
Hopefully
be
they
cyclical.
really capitalize on this money that they're getting. The valuation of their company.
This could be cyclical because retail sales, summertime, beach, that kind of stuff could be right.
Well, Abercrombie, I mean, they have. Let's look at the chart before I say anything. We'll look at the chart over a long period of time, but I want to say by 2010, I mean, the brand Abercrombie just was not popular.
Okay.
But early 2000s, I mean, that was what to wear, especially when I was in high school.
I get my clothes from Forever 21. Next stock is, I don't, by the way, Dick's Sporting Good, another retail, rallies after posting beat and rise quarter. And, that's the important part of that is the forward guidance. Consolidated same-store sales were up 5.3%, a lot less than the 22% you saw from Abercrombie and Fitch. But it smashed the consensus expectation of a gain of 2.5%. So it doubled what the expectation was. Total sales increased by 6.3 to $3 billion to beat the consensus of $2.94 billion. The sporting goods retailer pointed to its increase in both transactions and average ticket during the quarter. So people are spending more money when they go to Dick's Sports. The retailer earnings per share was at $3.32, was ahead of the consensus of $3.03. So it was a double beat. They beat on earnings, they beat on revenues, they beat on sales. You got to looking ahead, expects to be comparable sales of 2 to 3%, and Again, cyclical summer, people buying golf stuff. Anybody want to buy me a new set of golf clubs? I'm just curious. I got Ping I2s. They're old. They are so old, but something, they do the job. But if anybody want to hook up their brother, their buddy Glenn, I'm in the market for some new golf clubs. All right. They ain't got to be expensive. I just want a decent set of golf clubs to take my game to the next level. All right.
Okay.
So I do like Dick's Sporting Goods. I think, again, cyclical, seasonal play, just like the Abercrombie and Fitch. It seems like we both have a retailer in the mix that we want to take a look at. All right, another retailer.
Glenn, I got a question.
Yo.
Dick's Sporting Goods or ASO, Academy Sports?
Ooh,
who are you picking?
VV
Nation, who are you picking? I pick ASO.
I like both stores.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think if I'm looking for something, I think Dick's has a better selection of stuff. That, especially when I go to either one and I go to the golf side of the things, I think that Dick's has a better selection of stuff. And
you make a good point. It probably depends what sport or activity you're interested in that might pivot you to a different direction.
So comment. I'm curious to see ASO, and Janice, you could have put ASO or DKS for Dick's. I'm just curious. Glenn, doesn't Joey have some golf clubs you can have? He doesn't play golf. I heard he has one with a bear. He
probably
doesn't
a little short for you too.
Fitz says ASO, it's expanding. Remore says retailers come and go. Just look at Lululemon. I think that's in respect to Abercrombie and Fitch. I just can't get into them. Not my cup of coffee. All right, I got you.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of more. I'm thinking more of a short-term momentum play. As far as long-term, it's fad. It's seasonal. So.
Ooh, interesting. Dick stopped selling firearms. So did Walmart. I don't know if ASO ever sold firearms.
I don't think
way to go. Thank you, Koo. Thank you for that, Koo. He put up a poll. Which ones would you guys want to go to? ASO or Dick's Sporting Goods. I answered you and I knew what what did you say? Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. What were we just talking about? We were just talking about
firearms. And
firearms.
Academy Sports.
Listen, I go to my local shooting range, and that's most likely where I get my firearms. I almost picked up another one this weekend when I was at the range. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
Oh man, the wife gonna kill you.
Yep, that's exactly what I was. There's three new firearms that I'm looking to get. I figure altogether about $3,500 for all three. But I normally just go to my local shooting range. Everything is brand new there. They may even have some used stuff. So that's technically where I will go. All right. Ryan's story. Walgreens announces price cuts on 1,300 items amid ongoing consumer spending fatigue. So what other company did this? Target, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have noted, but this is now the third week in a row where companies are coming out lowering prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious because I'm going to mention this now, but if all of these major companies are lowering prices, I mean, Target was like 5,000 items. Walgreens is 1,300 items. At what point does that data get into the inflation report? Would that help the inflationary report of seeing these prices of these items come down? Who knows? But ultimately, when it comes to Walgreens, I'm actually shorting them, even with this announcement here. When it comes to a consumer, or at least a money-conscious consumer, they're not going to Walgreens. Let's be honest. Walgreens is one of the most expensive places to go to get anything other than, your medicine. So I'm actually shorting it. I think their retail side of their business, their drug business pharmacy side, that's one thing. Right. As far as the retail store, no one goes there.
I go there every time all the time. I go to mine. I go to mine in
Walgreens.
Yeah, because it's close. Okay. It's the first place I can get to. It's where Walgreens and Food Kitty are together. They're in this.
And are you going to Walgreens to actually shop, or are you going there just to get one or two items?
I'm only going there to get one or two. I'm not full out shopping, and I don't think Walgreens is designed for full out shopping. I think it's convenience to pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They got a little bit of frozen food in there for but I don't think CVS or Walgreens are designed for full on shopping.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's why I was kind of shocked that they even went this route that Target went. Like, why cut the prices? Because if people are going there, like if I'm going to Walgreens, it's typically I'm in a rush, or that's the only place around. I'm running in to grab something.
Right.
Price is not. I mean, obviously it's a factor, but it's not as important. It's just convenient.
But maybe it's a bigger factor.
Than McDonald's was the other company.
Maybe it's a bigger factor than you think when it affects the bottom line, and that's why they're making this decision. So maybe more people are, and maybe the people that were buying are not buying as much or buying a smaller amount. Thus, they made the decision to cut the prices on 1,300 items.
And the title of this promotion from the company is called Summer of Savings.
Ooh.
That is a pretty catchy.
Are you going to go to Walgreens because of it now?
No, I don't. I'm not going to pay $4 extra for deodorant just because of Walgreens.
Well, but
honestly, I've got Harris Tea. Walgreens isn't even on my way home.
Right.
Well, it is, but it's not convenient.
It's on my way home, and I'm going to stop there today. I need 4 AA batteries from my blood pressure machine. So I'm going to go stop by today, and then I'm going to pick up some Pringles and a drink.
And I guess I'm partial to Harris Teeter because it's cheaper than Walgreens, and it's so close I can literally walk to it from my door.
Well, I'm not a Harris Teeter fan. I'm a Publix
fan.
I'm all about the Publix, baby. The stuff in there is good stuff. All right. So Ryan is shorting on Walgreens, but again, I think that you're going to start to see more and more stores go down this way because inflation is an issue. All right. Another big story, ConocoPhillips to buy Marathon Oil, $17 billion all-stock deal. That bolsters the shale assets. And the thing about the shale assets is where we're getting the majority of our oil. We're not drill, baby, drill right now. We are getting oil from shale. That's where we're getting the majority of our oil without having to drill, baby, drill. So that's going to be big for ConocoPhillips. Marathon's stock went up while ConocoPhillips stock went down. This is a big story in the oil space. ConocoPhillips just got that much bigger. Marathon was a good play for a while, MRO, but now they got bought up by ConocoPhillips. Glenn, any good oil stock ETF to buy now? If I'm going to look at an ETF, I'd look at USO. And again, I personally own that. Other than that, there's a couple else out there. We'll take a look. Ryan's story: HubSpot shares jump on talks of potential Google deal.
So so this HubSpot, their market cap's at $33 billion at the time of this article, which it will be the largest Google deal ever, the largest buyout. So Hub's up 1% right now, or $7. Google's actually down about 8%. Again, they're in talks right now. Nothing set in stone here. This is just a potential deal. The stocks are not moving yet. Me personally, well, both are on my watch list because, Google is a great stock in general. I'm putting Hubs in there because I have a feeling if this news does break, you're probably going to get a big jump in Hubs. So if you're willing to take that, that risk, definitely have a good stock to have on your radar.
Something? And that might be a stock.
And I didn't know what HubSpot was. I actually went to their website. They do AI business solutions. Or at least that's kind of what it looked like from their main website. Which that in itself, I could see why Google wants to buy it.
It's going to be interesting because Ryan's right. This is jumping off of talks. And if this goes through, you might see 100, 200% move on this. But if the talks fall through, HubSpot will crash. All right. So it is an aggressive move. It's worth it, I think, that I might actually throw $1,000 behind HubSpot for that, for that big jump if it does. And if it doesn't, then it's just $1,000. And that might be this could be a very lucrative move. And if it does happen, y'all can come back and say, holy smokes. Cousin Ryan talked about it. You're Cousin Ryan. I'm Uncle Glenn. Cousin Ryan talked about it. And it might be a big jump. We'll see. I like that as a potential big move.
The stock right now is $646.
Which one? HubSpot?
Mm-hmm.
This is $647. Man,
yeah, it's a pretty expensive
I might only
stock,
buy 2 freaking shares then. What the flying flip? But for what it does, that's a potential good ad for Google. Last story: hedge funds have never been more long the Magnificent Seven stocks, exceeding last summer's peak exposure. So
I'm glad I looked at your stories because I was going to choose this one.
It's because you never look. I'm glad you finally freaking look. Because any other time you put up the same story I put up, and then we got to fight. Anyway, so I got Mags in the list this week, which looks at playing the whole Magnificent Seven, which plays. Now, I keep hearing between lithium, URA, I do like lithium, URA, but you got URAX. Somebody keeps telling on the channel, there it is, Deborah. Can you please tell me about lithium number 6? What is lithium number 6? I have no idea what that is, and I don't know what that number is as well. I keep seeing that a lot in comments. People keep, I have no idea what that is. So, Ryan, do you?
It's a stable isotope of lithium. The relative atomic mass is 6. Given the 6 here. Let's see here. Why is it important?
I don't know.
It has been the main source of tritium for both thermonuclear weapons and future controlled fusion. So that's a fancy lithium for thermonuclear weapons and future controlled fusion.
So all I know is what Ryan just said. I don't know if...
And that's from Google.
I don't know if we've got any particular symbol that looks at that, Deborah Ann. We've talked about uranium being on the rise, especially from a nuclear perspective. So that's not anything that we haven't talked about. I don't think what he said is fusion related. It doesn't sound like what he said is fusion related, but I don't know that for sure. I think if nothing else, we'd have to look into it a little bit more, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it. All right, based upon what Ryan said, I don't know enough about it to talk about it.
Again, I'm no scientist, but it's saying
I think we all know that. I'm just saying, I think we all know that.
Well, it supposedly has a very high neutron cross section.
So what does that mean, Ryan?
And so it's readily fission to yield tritium and helium. Well, I know helium's used quite a bit for thermonuclear weapons and fusion.
And balloons.
And balloons.
Okay.
Yes, Glenn. I'm going to get you a nice helium balloon.
Homework for the night. I'm not doing it.
Lithium-6.
I'm not doing it. I'm just telling you, I'm not doing it. Ryan might do that. I'm not doing it. I love you all to death, but that's too much homework. You're gonna make my head hurt.
Deborah's talking about the military when it comes to that.
All right. I saw TI on there for titanium, but titanium's number 6 is what they use in the military, and they've got a big thing going on. All right. Helium.
And Remor I think that's a joke, Remor.
What's that? That helium
Remor says helium is relatively short supply. Because isn't it the most abundant?
I don't know.
In the universe?
I just know it makes your voice go high. All right. Let's go. Wow. Do that again?
No.
Do that again. I'm not going to do anything until you do it again.
That's all you get,
Glenn. I'm going to sit right here. Do. So, do you got to do it again? There we go. All right. All right. As we already looked at the market, let's go to the viewers tab. Let's start off with my picks this week. All right. So here's my picks to it this week. I don't think I'm short on anything. I got Dick's Sporting Goods. I've got Mags, which looks at the Magnificent Seven. I'm bullish on gold. I'm bullish on oil. All right, down today, but I'm bullish on oil only short term. Again, I see the price of oil short term going up to about $90. Only up to about $90. Here's ConocoPhillips and Marathon. They're going to get bought. So if you weren't already in Marathon, you probably ain't, it is what it is. ConocoPhillips was the bigger company, overvalued, Marathon overvalued. Someone says, is there going to be an antitrust thing? I don't know if that makes ConocoPhillips that big to be an you got a lot of other companies out there, Chevron, Exxon, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if this puts them in an antitrust suit. We're probably going to see news of that if it happens in the next few days. People are going to probably try to block it, but I don't know for sure. All right, I don't know for sure. W. Phillips says that it's true that it's a shortage of helium. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
I didn't know that either. All right, so let's go look at my picks for last week. Let's go do that real quick. What did I have? I had First Solar. I'm big on that. Oh, VRT was last week. Caterpillar, Cummins. These were for alternatives. Vertiv was in there as well. Alternatives to electricity for the AI space. GEV was in there as well. And I was bearish on oil last week, and I'm changing it coming into this week. Let's go back a week ago. Let's go back a week ago, and let's go see what they did. Quick test all. Made about 3%. Definitely blew the market out the water. All right, First Solar was my big pick last week. Did nicely. CMI, Cummins, and Caterpillar, the alternatives to electricity, didn't do as well as I would like, but down less than 5%, I'll take that. The bearish on oil came through as well. VRT, GEV went up. All right, let's go do Ryan's picks for last week.
These are the winning picks.
Ryan's picks for last week. Let's see what you shut up. Ryan's picks for last week. NVIDIA, good call. Soxel, good call. Amazon, Walmart, ARM, Zoom. These three specifically for the new strain of COVID.
The flirt COVID. Flirt COVID. Who comes out with these names?
All right, let's go look at a week ago, see what they did, going back to 522. All right, there they are. Quick test them. Ooh, I outdid Ryan. Look at that. But NVIDIA
what was
the
big average? I can't see it on your screen.
Average is 1.08.
Ooh.
I did almost 3, so I almost did 2 times what you did. All right. The big loser was Moderna. The 3 big losers were
the COVID stocks. I even says a little early to be playing them, but just put it on your radar.
You screwed it up, so that's fine.
You screwed it up.
And XOXL, I think that those were good. I thought Amazon and Walmart should have beat, but they were down less than 1%. They were down, less than 1%. All right. Ryan's picks this week. Google, I think he's got good picks.
Abercrombie, that's what I want you to do. Okay, so actually now it's above.
600 and it's way overvalued, bro.
Way overvalued.
Holy smokes.
I don't know what Google's going to buy them at or what they're going to what the offer is going to be.
Google, I mean, this stock is more pricier than Google. How does Google buy them? That's like my little sister saying, "Yo, bro, I'm finna take this over." Yep. That's interesting that Hubs, being as expensive as it is, they're almost comparable in value. But a $647 stock getting beat up or bought up by a company that's $176. Google knows more than VectorVest knows. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm interested to know. I don't know. I don't know how Google does that. Isn't Hubs worth? Well, I know I can't say it's worth more.
Google had a stock split too.
Where is the market cap? Market cap. Yeah,
about 32
Google,
billion.
Blows them way out of the line. So I can see it from that perspective. But it's the number 3 in the list as far as market cap, behind VR.
And this will be their biggest deal of all time.
Wow, you did say that. That's a huge. Yeah. I don't know what they buy them for based on that price. I don't know. Holy smokes.
And it appears, since I looked at it last, Abercrombie is now actually overvalued. Or I would say fairly valued.
Oh, you were talking about them being undervalued.
Because it shot up, $40?
Yeah, that's because the price went up so much. That's the reason.
Yeah. 193, we buy it at 186. So it's still fairly valued.
I agree with that. Anything more you want to say about your picks this week?
Nope. Okay. Pretty good. Yeah, we're good there.
All right. And I put in here already short WBA. That was the only one you wanted short, correct?
Yep.
All right. Let's go look at Joey's picks for last week. All right. Joe.
I wonder if Joey's watching this.
He may be, may not be. The thing is, just to let you know, Joey doesn't pick any of his stocks. Glenn does. He uses, and the great thing about these picks, Joey is straightforward in looking for these stocks. He's looking for high VST stocks times high comfort index stocks.
So these are not news related stocks.
Not at all. Where Ryan and I's picks, we actually have to go through, find some stocks, put the news out on them. Those are our picks. Joey just uses the simplicity of the VectorVest software. I do cherry pick them for him. I make sure that these stocks are moving up on the day that he's looking at them. And then I put these in here. All right. So with that being said, go back to 522. Let's quick test them. He should do well. Look at that. 8%. 8%. Yeah. Every stock was a winner. But again, in good moving markets, his stocks will do this week after week. And this is important for any of you out there who are brand new subscribers to the software. Looking at the simplicity of the software, Joey will probably outperform the both of us on a weekly basis based on the simplicity of the software. All right. So John, that's why his stocks kick butt, because he has really relegated his picks to just using the software, And again, I make sure that the stocks that he's looking at are stocks that are going up in price, but they're fundamentally sound good. Look at all of our indicators. Look
Only one
right there.
Yeah, RS 0.9. That's it. But everything else is in favorable territory.
Look at the indicators. The VectorVest software backs them up 110%. Let's go look at Joey's picks for this week. I think that even with the pullback in the market, that he should just be fine, as long as if the market goes down bigly going into next week, these stocks will get hit. These stocks will get hit. So there we go. Using CI times growth.
Dell has earnings today, right? Is it Dell?
Who?
I think Dell has earnings today or tomorrow.
I don't know.
On his list?
I don't know. I don't know. Didn't you hear me just say I don't know? What is it? Dell earnings.
May 30th tomorrow.
It doesn't show up. That's interesting. It's interesting. All right.
It comes out tomorrow.
But Dell is rocking. Looking at it from the star search, man, look at that. Look at the pinch, look at the break, look at it run. What do you think of Dell earnings, Glenn? I think, I'll tell you what I think. Oh, hold on. You want to know about that? We got a graph layout, don't we? View the stock graph. We got a layout that I made for one of the other streams called earnings graph. Graph layout. Let's go find it. Earnings graph. There it is. I'm looking at it. Oof. RS higher than it was 3 months ago. Earnings growth going up. Earnings going up. This scares me. Sales growth going down. All right. That's probably going to affect revenue. In my opinion, I think that that's going to affect revenue. I think that they beat earnings, but the sales growth, remember, earnings growth we like, earnings we like. But the engine behind earnings, the fuel behind earnings is sales. The sales growth has fallen over the last 3 months. I don't know if they beat revenues. All right, so that's based upon the graph. I think they beat earnings. The stock's price is going off. I don't know if they beat revenue. And then on top of that, I don't know what the forward guidance is going to be. But I think that they beat earnings. They may have a problem with revenue. We'll see. Let's go look at customers' picks last week. Dell has an NVIDIA inside. How do you feel about CRM earnings this afternoon? Man, let me go add that real quick just to this list. We're not going to keep it. Let me go look at it real quick. CRM. Where the heck did it? CRM. Undervalued, fundamentally sound. Earnings per share is not outpacing sales. Let's go look at the graph just real quick. Put this on a 3-month graph. Earnings is, look at earnings growth.
Growth rate down.
Look at relative safety. I don't know. I don't know. And it's trending lower from the high. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable jumping into it if I'm not already into it. I don't know if I feel comfortable jumping into it. I got a solid level of resistance sitting at 291. It's trading $20 lower than that. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this going into earnings. Relative safety, the indicator of a stock's ability to meet or exceed earnings expectation, is lower on a 3-month basis. Earnings growth is lower. Earnings is rising, but it may be rising, but the earnings growth is lower. So that's, Ryan, you want to add anything to that?
No, I mean, the layout's telling you a tail. Definitely not one I'd want to play. Nothing is sticking out saying good or bad, really. It's mixed. The earnings per share is on the rise, but yeah, the growth rate dropping, the RS dropping, definitely reasons for concern. Sales growth rate looks flat. So I wouldn't play it as the earnings. If you're in it, make sure you stick to your stop.
And make sure you have some kind of options in play.
I would say if they have some kind of AI, because they do a lot of AI business solutions.
That could bolster them.
As long as they meet expectations and talk about AI and get investors hyped up, I think the stock's going to rally.
I agree with you 110% on that.
I would be more bullish than bearish with it.
All right. Let's go take the customers' picks back a week. What did you have in here? You had some stocks. You had a sell recommendation in here, didn't you? Bank D, yeah. But every other stock pretty much was a buy or hold. Still a quick test. Look at y'all, 2.61%, 8 winners.
There we go.
8 winners. We had 9 stocks, 7 winners and 2 losers. You guys did well. BMKD actually went up on the week. Holy smokes. That could be telling you something. Huh? I wasn't anticipating that. LPG, EMPH, definitely keep your mind on that going into hurricane season. GSL was my shipping stock. I do like that. Only 2 stocks that went down was NXPI and Zeta. All right. Customer picks this week. How many likes do we have, Koo? 73. I'll give you 8 stocks. Ryan, you call off the 8 stocks for me.
8 stocks.
8 stocks.
Type them in. First 8 that appear will be in the list.
All right.
Tom says BNKD's in the fast lane.
I need one stock. I'll take one stock from a person, though. Go ahead, Ryan.
That's what I would do. TSM. STRL.
STRL.
Crocs. CROX.
Yep.
Dell.
We just looked at Dell. I don't want
we just looked at Dell. Let's do DY.
DY.
OKLO.
OKLO.
NXT.
NXT.
IE.
IE. Well, how many stocks
is that?
I gotta keep your eyes on it. I need 7, 8. I'll give them 9. 2 more stocks.
WFC.
Oil. Oh, no, sorry. How did I get that? Go ahead.
JPM.
JP Morgan. All right, there's your stocks. So for those of you who are new, for every 10 likes we get, we look at a stock. You gave me 81 likes, but I still gave you an extra stock. We got 9 stocks. All right, let's go see what's going on. And I don't, let's go to the portfolio, AMA. Based upon the market's conditions, Ryan, I'll ask you. Based upon the market's conditions, do you think we should add stocks to their portfolio today? Yes or no?
Realistically, today would not be a good day to ask.
Okay, then that's fine. I just wanted to. Oh, Abercrombie is in here though. Look at that. Abercrombie, we're up 61%. 61%. Look at that.
Look, our portfolio is up almost 5%, and we haven't even deployed. We're still half in cash.
Yeah,
just about.
So, but here's the stocks that we do have. AVGO is in here, up 10%. CRM is already in the list too. It's down, but I've got stops on these. What is the stops? The stops are 30% gain, 10% loss. All right. Simple stops. But a lot of the stocks.
Holdings.
Oh, look at that. New holdings. It's up 22%.
And Walmart, 17%.
Yeah, that's my other favorite store. I love Walmart. INSM, Kiwi Meow. I like that play. That is a Biomed, I believe. It was either that INSM. Yeah, I saw that. That stock went ballistic. Put it on a 3-month graph. I saw that. There it is. I saw that. That was news driven. It caught my attention. I almost talked about it today. But I chose not to. But so it's 100. That was 2 hours ago. 118% on upbeat lung disease drug. And the problem is with that is it was news driven. The time to have been into the stock was somewhere back here. But, and the reason why I remember looking at the stock is because on Trending Thursdays, I think it is, I was giving phase 3 stocks. I bet you this was in a phase 3 stock before it took off. I'm thinking I might need to do that. I might need to do that again, Kiwi. I saw this, and this was going to be one of my stocks for today. I do like that it's trading at session highs. Even after it's trading at session highs. This may not be a bad play. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that to the list. INSM. That might not be a bad play to keep your eyes on.
Good momentum play.
I like the play. I like that play, and I cannot lie. This stock has an alibi. This little company is in the news, and I like that because it gets not screwed. It goes up in price. And I got to sit back and say, that's nice. That's right. Just look at its move. Got to sit back, get in the group. All right, that was hot.
It's moving.
That was hot.
Moving.
Okay, that's fine. That was kind of hot. All right. So with that being said, again, I don't think that we should put any stocks into your portfolio today because we do have a down day. But it doesn't stop us. Nobody likes my baby got back.
Let's take a look at him. You never know. We might find something good. That's not it, though.
I did my baby got back.
Oh, there we go. That looks better.
Nobody said a daggone thing. That's all right. Wow. STRL was a hot play when it was hot. I don't think it's so hot right now. I don't
know. I think it's just looking for a simple retest on that channel.
So this
upper channel line.
This level of support was halfway through this candle. I figured that was a good level of support. I don't know. It's an open candle today, which is a bullish candle.
Change the layout.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Star Search or NPI.
I'll put on Star
3
Search.
and 8.
Oops. I got a Star Search specifically for the live stream though.
Nice.
I gotta find it though. I hate.
How many layouts you got?
A lot.
Oh. I wonder how many layouts you can create in the software.
Well, a lot.
Apparently quite a few.
Where the heck is it?
That's analysis paralysis. You're
it's a lot. You may. All right, fine. Let's go look at the 3 and the 8 today. We'll play it a little differently. Let's go look at the 3 and the 8 today. Okay. Well, there's the 3, the 8, and the 20. It's below all three. I don't like it. I don't like it right now.
RT's about to drop below 1 too, looks like.
It's just a falling. Glenn's better person than Diddy. Thank you, Fitz. That's true, I think. All right. Crocs. Earnings.
What? I just had to think about that.
No, it's because
Glenn's better than Diddy.
Because Tabula said something about what he said. Diddy is a better rapper than Glenn, but then Fitz came to my aid. Glenn's a better person than Diddy. So thank you for that. All right. So, what do you think? I like the open red candle. That means the price is higher than the open. I don't know if I can really.
I'd want to take out yesterday's high.
Yeah, I'd like that too. But I do like the move up after earnings. It actually, went higher after earnings, never faded the gap, moving up. I'd like to see better volume too. I'm going to take dividends off. I think I need it. There you go. I'd be careful with that. That's what I would do. If I own it though, I'd be happy. The 3 and the 8 never crossed. Even on the pullback, 3 and the 8 held. Talk to me about this one, Ryan. What do you think?
Wow, ooh, that looks nice. Lower left, upper right. Moving averages in our favor. A little consolidation over the past, 3 trading sessions?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'd want some confirmation. Break that high. Was that 3 days ago? Yeah.
Yeah, 180, 180, 191. Well, and
the only thing I'm really concerned about this position, look at that taper off in volume.
Yep.
You see the price action? I mean, that's a clear divergence, volume dropping as the price increases. So I'd hold off on it if you're in it. Just look at the moving averages, put a trailing stop. Manage the position. Anything but emotions. But as far as getting into it, I'd like to see that high taken out, and I'd like to see that volume tick back up. Otherwise, if it breaks that high on weak volume, I'm just not sold.
All right. Next one, INSM. Yeah. This was news.
That's a rocket.
This was a news driven on a down day. Look at that. That was strictly news driven. I'd be, if anybody did take advantage of that, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand sitting right about here, 45.91.
Yep.
If it goes below that, that's probably a good opportunity to take that profit off the table, especially if you were somewhere in here. That's a beautiful move prior to the news. But again, I think I'm going to start putting out phase 3 drugs again on my other live streams.
Okay.
I bet you this was a phase 3. Everyone is a better person than Diddy. See, how did we get on the Diddy? How did we get on the Diddy? All right, let's go to the next one. JPM. I got some consolidationosity going on.
I'm going to hold off. I mean, it's right at that 20-day exponential moving average. Yeah, the moving averages don't look too good.
And I got a level of resistance at $200.58.
Look at the volume, too, starting to taper off over the last trading week.
I'm not so concerned about it here because it's moving sideways rather than the other stock that you saw
was just moving up.
That was moving up and it was moving down. When the stock is moving sideways, that's okay because it's not going up or down. I'm okay with that. But I definitely want to see it break above that level of resistance, come out of that consolidation. It is still above the 20 though. Still above the 20-day. All right, next stock. Talk about it, Ryan.
Ooh, Taiwan Semiconductor. Yeah. I was just talking about this company with my cousin over the weekend. I went to Charleston to visit him. He's in cybersecurity. He's all about tech. He's the one who actually introduced me to AMD many years ago, back when it was like $8 a share. Taiwan Semi, if you don't know, it's the manufacturer, both NVIDIA, AMD, ARM, they make Apple chips, Amazon, they make all the chips, essentially. They're the powerhouse play here. Their valuation, or their market cap is just under $1 trillion. I think it's around 900 billion last time I looked. So probably not going to get too many bags out of it, but it's a great company. The moving averages right now, that 3 converging closer to the 8 there. Price action just dropped below it. I'm hesitant to open up a new position right now with that pullback. But as long as it stays above that 20-day exponential moving average, I'm excited about it. But also just looking at the candlesticks here, I could see, a clear trend line over the last, about month or so from that low. Do you see that trend line there?
I'm getting ready to draw the line for you.
Yeah, I can't draw it. Doing the Teams thing.
You can't do a lot of things, but that's okay.
So that trend line's right around that 20-day exponential moving average. That's the zone I would be more concerned about. If price action were to break it, I'm protecting profits. But otherwise, TSM's a great company.
I agree. All right, next stock. NXT got smoked.
Whew.
But rebounded, found a level of support right about at that low, about 42.
I don't like today's wick.
A lot of give back right at a level of resistance.
Yeah.
So that level 5608 has been a tough pill for them to swallow. A lot of give back right here. I don't like the wick. I don't like the give back. If you're in it, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand right about here of about 53.50. If you own it, I think that's a good point of getting out of the stock, capture some of that profit, especially if you've been in back here. All right. Hood as a swing. Hey, Ryan, pull that up on your computer real quick. Hood.
Which one?
Hood. I'm going to let Ryan talk about that. I'm going to talk about this Wells Fargo. He's probably going to talk about Hood. We're not going to put it up on the screen, but he's probably just going to answer your question, Surfer Boy. Wells Fargo, big bank, bottom left, top right now. I don't feel it coming off of the high. All right, pulling back to 388. It's below the 388 and the 20. Down day to day, a little bit of buying pressure, bigger wick at the bottom, but gap down. I'm not feeling Wells Fargo right now. Definitely coming off resistance and falling. All right. I'm going to give you a hard line to sell if you're in it. There it is. Look at that swing level consolidation. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand of $58.13 if you own it. $58.30. If it falls below that, you probably want to take it off the table. So, Ryan, what's your thoughts on Hood for Surfer Boy?
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. Remember how I told you earlier that video tonight? It's got oil and gas in there and Ethereum ETF. Well, it's also got Robinhood. Robinhood is in the video as well. I am bullish on Robinhood. If you want to know the reason why, you got to watch the video tonight. And I'll be honest, the video is only 7 minutes long, and it covers a lot of different things. So if you just want to see what's going on, generally speaking, in the market, gold, oil, major indices, crypto, that stuff, tonight's a great video. Didn't know exactly what topic to do. I had a lot to say, so I covered a bunch.
Hey.
But as far as Hood, I'm bullish. There was a high, I believe it was 5 trading days ago. I'm waiting for that high to be taken out on show me some conviction to the upside. But otherwise, the 3's above the 8, price is above the 20-day exponential. Other than the company being greatly overvalued, its valuation's around $10, trading around 20. So it's double its value. But the growth rate coming in at 33%, earnings per share on the rise. I mean, it looks like a good company, just overvalued. Investors are willing to pay premium on it, but it's also probably heavily traded by retailers, being Robinhood.
So Janice, I need you to get your people in VV Nation to go watch it. I need that to be a 10,000.
You attempted to.
I need a 10,000 view video. I think Ryan's going to cover a lot of great material tonight in a short enough video to get you to whet your appetite on what's going on. All right, so Janice,
I just got to the point on each subject.
I need your help. All right, last time I didn't think y'all were going to watch a video. Janice made it happen. Janice, hopefully you can do it again. All right, Oklo. That's ugly. That's all I got to say.
Nope.
Janice says, I will try. Did he say NVIDIA in the title? Did he say?
Oh God, if we want views, we might as well. That's one thing I did not talk about in tonight's video.
Okay.
I feel like we've thrown NVIDIA in your face enough. Yeah, I don't even think it's in the video tonight at all.
No, it's not. I don't think it is either. Well, Janice is saying, well, I don't know what I can do for you, Dan. Yeah. All right. Oklo. Look, Janice said, help a gal out.
Help a gal.
Says you want her to help you. Help a gal out. I don't like this stock at all. It's just ugly. It is just ugly. Oh, and you did cure my hiccups last week. I went home and told my wife about that. My wife was like, what? Janice made me push my eyeballs in. Were you here not last week? And what was it? Was it in Trending Thursday? I got the hiccups in a live stream. Janice gave me 4 choices. One was to pull my tongue. One was to drink water, breathing in a bag, or push on your eyeballs. And I pushed on my eyeballs and my hiccups went away.
That's a real thing.
It is. It was. It worked. It worked. I don't know how that happened. But it worked. All right. So something I will now remember. Thank you, Janice. I know. Oklo, I don't feel that, but you know something, the 3D8 cross, I need this stock to get out of its way. It's a lot of volatility on it. I need this stock to get out of its own way before I think about getting into this stock. I don't know what it's a utility. Yeah, I need it to get out of its own way on good volume. Right.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot better, there's a lot better stocks out there to choose from.
A lot better electric utility stocks to look at as well. I'm with that. Is this the last stock? Yep, last stock. Ivanhoe.
That actually looked really good till about a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was going bottom left, top right.
RT's actually looks like it's about to cross over in an unfavorable territory here real soon.
The 3,
not a fan of it right now.
The 3, it's below the 3 and the 8 cross, and is below the 20. A little rebound today, right at support. That level of support right there of $11.04 could be setting up. But if the market's going down, remember, 80% of the stocks in the market move with the direction of the market. So just keep your eyes on it. I do like the bottom left, top right, though, but it may not be the right.
That's what I'm saying. That chart looks pretty.
Gosh.
Still a couple days ago. But yeah, right now, if I was going to play this, I would probably just buy it and then put the stop just below that support level. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, who knows?
I don't know.
But like you said, with the market, the pulling the way it is, I'm not too optimistic.
I don't know what Jake means by this. By pushing on your eyes, it relieved the gas in your head.
Oh, he's got a lot of gas in that noggin.
You talking? Oh, no. You're talking about a noggin? You want to talk about a noggin? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. You don't want to start talking about a head. Not even you, Hetty McHetty. All right, I don't want to be talking about a head. All right. I think we're done. We're not that far off. We're only 7 minutes off. Thank you, Koo, for your patience. Unlike Joey. Joey complains. He just does. I hope he gets better, though. I do hope he gets better. I don't like it when anybody is sick. As you're looking at the homepage of the VectorVest software, everything is down. The composite is the biggest movement to the down behind the Dow. Both of them. How about we're almost 400 points down again on the Dow. So the indicators say do not buy, which is why we didn't put any stocks into y'all's portfolio today. We just looked at the stocks.
Sometimes you just got to practice patience.
Yeah. And, cash is a position.
Yes, it is.
Cash is a position. All right. Who signed off last week? Me or you?
I don't remember.
Hey, Koo, you want to sign off this week?
Oh, you do it.
All right, go ahead. Sign off this week. Everybody.
You got this, Koo.
This is Koo. Koo's going to sign off this week. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so everybody can hear it. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Thank you, VV Nation. All right. Glad you guys joined us today. Stay tuned for the 6 p.m. video Ryan's going to put out tonight. Look out for that. And hope you guys have a great day. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.